We thought maybe you had moved to Florida and just didn't tell us. We're certainly glad you returned. So did everyone knows, of course, this is Palm Sunday, right? It's hard to ignore that. Every place you go, you start seeing all of these things that are reminders of Easter, and that's wonderful. I just love Easter too. I love all the colors and all the themes that come up at Easter time. Someone asked me yesterday about where the Easter bunny came from. And I said, well, it's sort of a long story. You know that the ancients, long before the Christian traditions, the ancients always celebrated the traditions of spring and the coming of springs and the hatching of the chicks and the rabbits that express so many things about fertility and the earth and coming back to life. And then when Christianity spread across Europe, they saw that some of these ancient traditions were so ingrained that they were not going to be able to replace them, so they blended them. Isn't that lovely? So the Christian traditions and then the ancient pagan traditions have been blended, and we have all these Easter traditions, and I think it's great. Miss Nay had an Easter egg hunt yesterday for the neighborhood, and if you don't know, she does wonderful things for this neighborhood here and the children. You saw some of them she had with her this morning. Just the great things that she does. We celebrate her, we appreciate her and all the good that she does with them. And they have a positive message every Sunday morning too, and we're proud of that they are learning that they can change their thoughts and make their lives better. Each and every thought counts. Now, if you're new to Unity, that's what we teach here. And some say, well, one of the main differences is that we don't take the Bible literally. We treat them, both the Hebrew and the Christian scriptures, as sacred, but we don't teach them literally and we don't take them literally. I was thinking this week that one of the things that we could summarize the Old Testament by saying that all of those stories, all of them, what they were teaching people at that time and that consciousness, okay? We're not talking about current times. We're talking about the consciousness of that time. And what they were saying was, if you listen to God, your life will go well. And if you don't, it won't. And it was just that simple. That's pretty much what that is summarized down to in those teachings. And then when Jesus came, and we teach that Jesus was a teacher. Not the only teacher, he was a master teacher. But he came to say that you can find God within. You're each and every one a unique creation. You're a light, and that's where you can find God. Well, it's taken us about 2,000 years, and consciousness is changing, and maybe we're finally getting it, okay? We're finally getting what he came to teach then. And he didn't come to teach about sin and salvation and all these other things that we've turned those teachings into. So maybe we can remember that. That's what Unity teaches, basically. This was a daily word. I think it may be one that we have on the screen here is one that is coming up for this week, Holy Week. My time apart, communing with God, brings me lasting peace. And that's one of the reasons we come here, is to find out, how do I find peace? How do I have peace in my life when there's so much turmoil in the world? Can I find peace? Yes, I can. One of the gifts of spiritual living is knowing I have the power to choose my responses no matter what I'm experiencing. Has anybody had an opportunity this week to experience that and choose something different? Have you? What could I learn from this situation is generally what we need to look at. What can I learn from this situation? But before we have our meditative song, and then I will provide the message, and I'll try to time myself and not go over today. I'm going to stay within an allotted time frame, I promise. I think. I'm going to try. Oh, and we like to acknowledge all those people that have done something wonderful or celebrated, and Micah and Jeremiah and all these people that are so good in their classes. And Jeremiah went to state yesterday to the competition, so we'll see how he did. We're going to celebrate with him when he comes back anyway. And I believe our friend Amina, didn't you have some artwork at the Waveland Art Center? Yes, congratulations. Yes. I saw that the other day and wish that my husband and I, when we moved in Bay St., we lived in Bay St. Louis several years till it got too loud, and then we moved down to Waveland where it was quiet, and we were just a couple of blocks away from there. I could have walked up to where you were having that art displayed from there.
It's a celebration of spirituality and nature, so I think everybody would enjoy the show.
Celebration of spirituality and nature, and it's at the Art Center on Coleman Avenue, is that right?
I think so. Studio Waveland Gallery.
Studio Waveland Gallery. Okay. How long will it be there?
I believe until the end of May.
End of May, great.
And I think you better check the hours. I think they're open every Saturday.
Okay.
And there will still be talks also.
Okay. Okay. Check the hours. They're not open all day every day, but probably every Saturday, and then they will also have talks during this period of time. That's wonderful. Celebration of spirituality, nature. Perfect. It's a beautiful place there to do it. This morning, did anyone have a specific prayer request that they'd like to place before us now? Yes, Alice.
Immigrant families who are experiencing deportation, particularly for a family that I've been working with.
Okay.
We're trying to get the husband returned to the family.
Okay. Immigrant families, Alice had asked for prayer for, and particularly a family that she's been working with trying to get the father returned. Okay. That's good work. Thank you for doing that. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. All right. We know there are several requests out there. They're just unspoken. If you would just close your eyes for a moment and go within and allow Spirit to come in. Relax the muscles around the eyes that allow your focus to go inward. And we just acknowledge this beautiful time of springtime, this holy time, where we may even feel closer to God. This time of rebirth, reawakening, acknowledging the truth within ourselves, and asking for healing in all ways. If I need clarity in my life, I just pray. God, I just pray for clarity here. Help me to see clearly. Help me know what is mine to do and be at peace with it, whatever it is. Help me to know what is mine to do. Help me to know how to help others. And we just place each and every one of these families, those that are distraught in need. We just hold this sacred space for them, from those needing an answer from a diagnosis, knowing how to proceed to heal. We pray for that too. We pray for all those in the world trying to make the world a better place, that they would be strengthened in their faith and their energy. We pray for all the light workers everywhere, that peace might prevail.